So here we go, here's part 3 of the walkthroughs of the Vickers MG Collection and Research Association's collection. It covers the rest of the collection now, including a bit about the archive material we've got, and the opportunity to see some firing demonstrations as well. Perhaps later on in some different videos we'll include some of those, but I hope you enjoy it. Here's some instructional materials. So this is a skeletonized Vickers gun, and another project is to get this working remotely or certainly automatically, so obviously not firing, but being able to show how the action works quite well without having to cock it and show it every time. So there's some great videos of a Browning being done in this way, and we're going to try and get this one working in the same. But it's a H series gun, so again another First World War smooth jacket, and you can just see that they're a little bit different because they are spun down from metal rather than drawn out of a single piece. So all the metal being taken off. But it's surrounded by instructional posters from throughout the life of the Vickers, all of which I've now had reproduced. So if anybody wants some of these, you can do them from A4 I suppose upwards, but certainly A3 we have those in stock just at about, if you were buying all 10 examples, it's £58 plus whatever postage. So they're available ready to go if people are interested in those. They might not be the most war-y looking mannequins, but it's really important to get across the whole capability of the Vickers in showing what the machine gun crews would have worn themselves as well. So starting down the left hand side, we've got the First World War soldier in pistol order, machine gun corps soldier with the cape machine gunners. He's also wearing the mask machine gunners, and he's in his First World War kit. Then next to him, but on the other side, is Anzio, early 1944, the location that my grandfather fought actually. So he's wearing khaki drill equipment, khaki drill uniform, bleached equipment, and he's actually carrying a Thompson submachine gun there. Then standard British Army battle dress, D-Day period, Normandy 1944, Operation Overlord, his equipment. I'll go around the other side for the others. Australia, ingenuity again, much bigger ammunition pouches so they could carry more ammunition that they actually used to carry spare parts for the Vickers as well. He's got his slouch hat on. They're wearing American herringbone twill uniform, American leggings as well. So as they'd have fought in 1944 to 45 in sort of the Bougainville Islands, Papua New Guinea, that sort of location in the Pacific. And then on the end, I've got the 1960s soldier. So bearing in mind the Vickers was used in 1968, we start to see 1958 pattern equipment, Sterling submachine guns, different ways of using the aiming lamp as well, attached directly to the zero posts, which is quite nice, but that's a 1962 dated aiming lamp. Just a quick look at the Anzio period soldier there. So yeah, like I say, bleached equipment and khaki drill, bleached through the sun and scrubbing with salt water actually. Then late 1943, early 1944, British Army operating in the jungle in the Far East there. So dyed equipment, dyed 37 pattern equipment, some Indian made items there with blackened fittings as well, and dyed khaki drill trousers. Those are actually the same trousers, some are just been dyed locally. And then last sort of jungle use of the Vickers was Malaya, 1954. This guy's wearing 1944 pattern equipment. He's carrying an American M1 carbine. He's got his jungle boots on there, and actually on his back, which we could just see from the other side as well, he's got a Manpack carrier which could be used to carry the Vickers and was certainly covered in the 1951 manual. On the end of that display, what you see is the Vickers set up in an anti-aircraft role there, based on some photos of the Australians using them in Britain in the early part of the Second World War. Drum, big pole that fits the crosshead, and then the Vickers, better elevation, 6 foot pole. Actually that's about 7 foot I think in total off the ground, but certainly that's about the right height to be able to fire upwards. And some of the other sort of unique items, this is actually a bandman's mace that we've got there, and it's for the Machine Gun Corps base depot for the British Expeditionary Force. You can just see MGC base depot there, not great on this camera, 1918. So really nice, unique piece in the collection. Filming through glass is never really going to work well, so just a brief overview of what's in here. This is some of the more fiddly or delicate items in the collection. We've got everything from skeletonized locks there to the different types of disintegrating or metal link that was used with the Vickers, some lengths of early stripless ammunition belt from the First World War, some acetate items, the resector protractor, early slide rules or early aiming graticules, an anti-aircraft indicator there, and there's another one down there. So then we get into clinometers. All the different types of clinometers often appear really highly polished, but there were so many different types used. Some luminous sights, night sights for the Vickers as well, with some more clinometers above, and even a mirror there so that you could use the clinometer from down below whilst in a trench or a dugout. The bar foresight, aiming equipment, more night sights, a stopwatch in the back there, another protractor, then different types of rear sight, some of the target indicators, which we'll talk about another time, and slide rules. Lots of different slide rules that were used as the Vickers developed, and the machine gun protractor. So the protractor just allows you to do a lot of different calculations and then put some of that information on the slide rule itself and ending up with a direction dial. We do have a selection of other small arms that are all linked to the Vickers really in some way or another. There's a couple of minor exceptions in there, but yeah, most of these are small arms that would have been used by somebody in a machine gun battalion or a machine gun unit from around the world. And then we've got an extensive library. It's not just about the collection, it's not just about physical items, but the information, the intelligence, the data that goes with them. So we've got a lot of printed material in the collection. These boxes down the bottom here are archive material. There's about 500 different manuals, handbooks, pamphlets to the Vickers through all of this equipment as well. That goes alongside all of the equipment. But yeah, certainly a lot more books and printed items. Hopefully something to do with the Vickers in all of those. I haven't managed to get through them all myself, but certainly a fair few of them are good reference material. And then just where I spend some time, the collection turns into a man cave when I want it to be. But perhaps just finish off with these, which are the medals of my great-great-uncle, and it's these that actually got the collection started. But he was killed on 21st of March 1918 as part of the 6th Battalion, the Wiltshire Regiment, having joined up with the Royal Wiltshire Yeomanry at the start of the First World War. So that's actually what got the collection started nearly 30 years ago now. So I hope that's been interesting and insightful into what you can come and see and handle, and it doesn't have to stay up on the display stands if people want to come and visit, but it can be as interactive or as or as clean as you want it to be. Certainly getting some of the material down is quite difficult. We're also able to do some demonstration firing in here, blank firing as well, blank firing in here to show you what the Vickers actually works like. So yeah, a visit might well be worthwhile if you've got an interest in the Vickers and you're able, let's say, in that Swindon, Wiltshire area in the UK. Otherwise, feel free to ask any questions and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Thank you very much. So that was it, 3 parts as a walk around the Vickers collection. Hope it was interesting for you. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and I'll probably add up some more detailed descriptions, perhaps a few shorter videos about different bits and pieces later on. Cheers.